Okay, I've always wanted a really good example to show people the difference between variable and fixed rates, and I have one. January this year I was ranting about how fixed rates looked great. We had a 3-year fixed at 4.79. Some of my clients took it wasn't advice, took my rant on board and they fixed their loans, and I'm glad they did, and so are they. We're looking at a rate increase next week. We're at 5.5, it'll go 5.75, and all the banks are saying we'll get another one in May, and given the war and everything else that's going on in this mad circus, who knows where we could end up. We could end up at 6.5%, maybe higher, I don't know. I have an idea and I reckon we will go higher, I think because of petrol and costs and everything else, and who knows how bad this petrol thing is. I have a theory, but I won't mention it. Maybe another video. But let's have a look at this. That's where we are now, 5.5%. And in January, we had a 3-year at 4.79%. 3-year fixed, March, 0.25, we're going to go up. Most likely. May, they're saying another 0.25. 6% for an owner-occupier loan. Now, let's do some numbers. I'll do a live number, well, close to live as I can for a client that we have. So their loan is just over $1 million, but you use $1 million so my brain doesn't get fried. Now the repayments that would have been on their loan per month, $5,995. You got $1 million loan, that's probably where you're going to end up in May. Now, this client fixed, so the repayments for the next 3 years, they fixed the whole lot, 5,240 per month. So their repayments now, the repayments are 755 per month less for the next 3 years, secure. Doesn't matter what rates do. Rates could go to 7-8%. Could have a crazy war. They're still at 5,240, 755 per month. If we look at that over the year, they're 9k better off. Bank bloody hates this. 9k better off, and over the 3 years, roughly 27k. So they fixed for 3 years at 479. So you know that 3-year fixed now is about 6.09. There's some closer to 6, but that's pretty much where it sits. Fixed rates are always a guide where rates are going to go. The banks hardly ever get this wrong, and you have to fix for the right reasons. Fix for budget, or you're losing an income, you want security over your repayments over a certain time frame. Don't try and beat the banks, or the market's going to do this and that. Hardly ever works. Banks always win that game. They got little men and women in dark rooms just calculating all this, and they know this so well. I would say the banks are in cahoots with the RBA, but haven't been able to prove that. But there you go. Variable's going to keep going up. And if you've got $1 million loan, that's where your repayments are going to be. Fixing, this person fixed, saved them 27k over the 3 years. There you go. Great example of fixed versus variable. Some other things about fixed loans, it's expensive, it's hard, the formula is this long, but if you decide to pay out this loan within the 3 years, the payout can be 20, 30k. So if you fix, you're pretty much stuck. You can make extra repayments, and all the banks are different. Roughly, it's about an extra 10k a year. So a 3-year fixed, you can make repayments of 30k, 10k every year. So you can pay it off faster. You can't access those funds like you do in variable. One bank has an offset on a fixed loan, but the rate's a lot higher. So for this example, fixed loans, you can't really have an offset. Variable loans, you can. Any extra you make on the variable, obviously you can take that out and redraw or pull it out of your offset. You don't have that. This is limited flexibility, but obviously it gives you security. There you go. Thank you.